Hey everybody and welcome. Really excited to be here for the AuthorTube Writing Conference. I'm Bryan Cohen from Best Page Forward and Author Ad School, and I cannot wait to share today's info with you. It looks like it's working. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully everyone can see me. It looks like people can see me. So give me some thumbs up here if you can hear me, and all is well. I've got slides today. So I am really excited to go for the slides here. Let's do this thing. So we're going to talk about how to love your launch. I see Shannon and Sky and Six Cats DL here working in the chat. Self-pub with Andy. You used the force, and I am going to try to make it work for you. I'm going to try to make it work. So the first thing we have to keep in mind is you do not have to do it all. We just had a wonderful presentation from BookBrush, and we heard a lot of cool things that we can do. But when we see best-selling indie authors hitting the top 100 during their launches, and they've done so much, they've done so many cool things. There's a lot of tactics that are going on here. And we assume they must have done it all, and that's how they made it. But you know what? In reality, these authors had a lot of struggles along the way. These authors had a lot of challenges, and they had pretty much no time to get it figured out. Just like us. And a lot of us are at the beginning of our journeys, but we're going to hear all these things during this conference. Should we do them all? But they did not spend 8 hours a day in 4 hours. They did not spend all the money in the world. They did not master every marketing method under the sun. They did not do it all. So if you are worried that you're going to have to do it all to succeed as an author, you're not. Don't worry. But here's what they did do. They got good at one marketing thing, and they got good at one writing thing. And so many of the great presentations going on this week are going to be about that writing thing. So we're not going to really cover that today, but we are going to talk about the marketing thing. So the writing thing is often related to writing to market. As I move this around, the writing thing is often related to writing to market. So keep that in mind. But if you are going to succeed, you also need to get good at one marketing thing and make that your big focus. Now, here's another thing to keep in mind. You do not need to hate what you do. You do not need to hate what you do. Now, when it comes to choosing that one marketing thing, you get to choose. You actually get to pick what that thing is. You get to choose what you're going to focus your time on. And so we're so distracted. How many of you, raise your hands in the chat here, how many of you have been distracted by the shiny objects of publishing? How many of you have been distracted by shiny objects, people? Let me know. I want to see it. If you're like, no, I've never have. I'm really good. I'm really focused. I can only just look at one thing. That's fine. But if you are easily distracted by shiny objects, let me know, because there are so many. There are just so many. Shannon raises her hand. Self-pub with Andy raises their hand. I'm seeing more hands come up. And our initial excitement. Now here come more hands. I know there's a little delay. Our initial excitement comes from this grass is always greener thing, right? It's, of course, the new cool thing is going to be what gets us success. But we need to know ourselves. We need to know ourselves and know what we actually enjoy spending time on. We need to realize this. We need to keep this in mind. And if you can align, here's the trick. They don't tell you this in self-publishing university. I don't know, is that a thing? But if you can align what you like doing with your one marketing thing, if you actually like doing the thing that ends up being the one marketing thing that is your chance for success, you are a lot more likely to have sustainable success. I liked that with the butterfly. That was fun. So here is what we are going to learn today. You're going to learn why it is essential to focus on joy during our launches. You are going to learn the must-do items of any launch and the things you can probably skip. And you're going to learn how to do less, enjoy being an author more, and have more success in the process. If this sounds like something you want to hear, let me know. If not, I'll try to find another presentation. Just kidding. I'm going to go along with it. But let's talk about, and I talked about this a little bit last year at AWC, FOMO versus JOMO. We've all heard of the fear of missing out, but do you know about the opposite of FOMO? So one of my mentors, Pat Flynn, once shared with me the concept of JOMO, the joy of missing out. Trying to do it all out of fear, out of this FOMO, can result in stress, spreading yourself too thin, and burnout. But embracing just one thing can help you spend less time to get better results while avoiding the distractions and the task switching that slows you down. If you try to do too many things, you're just going to bounce around like a pinball. But if you can focus on one thing in one direction, you are going to experience more health, more happiness, and more success. Yes, Esther, the joy of missing out. How do we double down on our joy? One of the reasons very few people try to do, or one of the reasons a lot of people try to do more than one book launch task is because they see other authors doing a lot of things and having a lot of success. But we don't always see how those authors are feeling during this process. They could love it. They could hate it. We don't know. We don't get to be inside their head. We don't get to see their joy and sadness and anger and disgust from their inside out too emotions. But yes, you might dislike some of the things that you do as an author. This is just a given. There are some things that are going to be really hard. But you do have a choice. You don't have to make all of them hard. You don't have to make all of them things that you hate. Since there are multiple paths to the top, and there are absolutely, positively, multiple paths to the top, you, my friends, Rita and Devin and Shannon and Stephanie, you get to choose the one that best aligns with the life that you want to lead. You get to choose this. You get to make this decision. Absolutely. Six Cats brings up comparing yourself to other people, comparisonitis. Yes, stop with that. We need to focus on ourselves and our own happiness because that's actually going to bring us more success in the long run. And if you're going to have to work on something on a daily basis, the marketing task that is going to get you to the top, then it makes sense for that thing that you focus on, that one thing, to fill your bucket, to make you feel more joy. Now, how many things should you do with your launches? We know deep down, we know this. We could say it out loud, of course. More isn't necessarily better. Here, why don't you go to the chat? More isn't necessarily better. You know this. You know this. Go type it in. Clickety-clack. More isn't necessarily better. But we continue to add more, even though we know this. We continue to add more items to our agenda each and every launch. Doing fewer things better is a much better recipe for success. This is the recipe that's getting 500 5-stars on allrecipes.com. Fewer things better is more likely to lead to success, which is why I recommend maximum for your release. I see people with these 40-item checklists. 5 to 10 marketing tactics maximum. Maximum. Because you need to remember, your mental health and your capacity after working so hard on finishing your book, it's not necessarily going to be at its peak. And doing too much is simply going to lead to burnout. Let's say you do push through. Let's say you do those 20 different steps on your release. You need to conserve your energy for starting the next book. And if you burn yourself out on your launch, you're not going to be able to go and write the next book. This is no good. We do not want this. There's also something to keep in mind, often known as the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, which is that you'll get 80% of the results out of 20% of your actions. 80% of the results out of 20% of your actions. So, if you can identify and eliminate actions that do not yield results, things that you've just been doing, you just do it because you did it the last launch. This can really help you trim that list. Get those things that don't lead to results. Get those things that don't lead to joy. Get them out of there. And I love this idea. Several of you saying the JOMO retreat. I love this idea of the JOMO retreat. The joy of missing out retreat. Sounds like a good idea. All right. Now, what is an absolute must? We can't take everything off the list. We can't take everything off the list. There are a few things that I like to call things that go in our 20% bucket for a launch. There are things that I would say is really helpful for any launch, even if you don't like them. These are the broccoli, these are the Brussels sprouts, whatever you want to call them. Some of the absolute musts I recommend for a launch week include connecting with your existing readers. So if you have an email list, emailing your subscribers. If you have social media followers, reaching out to them. This is a must. Because the people who know, like, and trust you are more likely to buy from you. So spending your time connecting with the people who know, like, and trust you is a given. Is a given. You may also want to consider running some ads. But you don't want to learn a new type of ads when you're launching a book. It's like, oh, this launch is coming up. I better learn Facebook ads. Or I better go learn a platform. I better learn TikTok. I wouldn't recommend it. So go with what you know. If you've learned Amazon ads, if you've learned Facebook ads already, if you know how to do well posting on TikTok, do what you already know how to do. Save the experiments for in between launches. No experiments during launches. No experiments during launches because it's going to waste time. Now, when it comes to ads, look, I run Author Ad School. We teach Amazon ads. So I absolutely think that some Amazon ads can be helpful. We usually do sponsored product, auto, category, and keyword ads for a new release and keep it to about 2 to 3 weeks or so. 2 to 3 weeks if it's later in a series. So if it's just the first book in a series, you can keep those ads running ad infinitum. Good Latin joke there. So in most cases, it is better to do certain actions that connect with your existing readers. Oh, thank you, Rita, for the sub. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers, so that'll be exciting if I hit it today. It's better to do certain actions that connect with your readers more often, like emailing your list. It's better, instead of running 20 promos, email your existing subscribers multiple times the week of the launch. Multiple times the week of the launch. And then you should do that more and do a lot less of trying to do actions that bring in new readers. Discount promos, blog tours, launch builders. These are rarely as effective as we want them to be, and yet we spend 80% of our time on them. 80-20 rule. 20% of what you do is more likely to be effective. That's connecting with your existing readers. So I recommend, if you have an email list, send at least 3 emails to your list before the launch to get them excited about it, and 3 emails to your list after the launch. And if you have any kind of advanced reader team, you can send them the advanced reader copy and make sure that they read that book and review it. But if you don't have that, don't worry. You just have a regular email list. Connect with your readers before and connect with your readers after the launch. That is probably an absolute must for any launch if you have an email list or you have a social media following. So we can't get rid of those. But what can we get rid of or ignore? And I know my picture's kind of covering up timers here, but that's okay. I couldn't figure out how to make it tinier. So we see lots of full-time authors doing tons of promos, securing plenty of list swaps where you share mine, I share yours, and running ads on multiple platforms all at the same time. And we think, oh, we have to do that too. They're making money. We need to do this. And it's easy to be tempted because they're so successful. We're like, we need to do what the successful people are doing. We need to model their behavior. But usually they aren't successful because of these launch strategies. Often they're successful because they're great writers who have grown a following over time. And they have a big email list. They actually get 80% of their results from their own email list. They need to come listen to the AWC conference and come over here and listen to me. But at this point in your career, earlier in your career, we want bank over rank. We are not looking to shoot our book up to the sky and shoot our bank account to negative 1,000. We want to stay profitable. And we want to keep ourselves mentally healthy by doing less. So you do not need all the promos. You do not need to spend $1,000 on ads when you launch, because that's what the big timers do, but they have other things going for them. We need to think smaller. Shannon said, I never heard of this emails before and after. This is honestly one of the biggest things you can do is the emails before and after. You do not have to shell out big bucks to grow. You do not have to keep up with the self-publishing Joneses by doing all of the things. You don't need to. And that is not how they got successful either. Focus on cultivating 5 to 10 marketing items that give you decent results for your time and money spent, with at least 80% of them not driving you crazy during a challenging week. Launch week is always going to be tough. Let's not stress yourself out about the money as well. So, I want to bring up Trixie Silvertail here, a 6-figure author. She did not become 6 figures on her first series or her second series or her third series, but on her 4th series, she wrote to market, found great success. But she is always looking to cut things from her list of to-do items on her launch agenda. And if she can figure out that something does not work, she will exit. She will cross it off, and she will not do it the next time. That's the problem. We build up this giant list. We get 40, 50 items on our to-do list for a launch, and we never actually check, well, which one is working, which one isn't working. So keep on looking for ways to take the things off your list that do not produce results and do not bring you joy. Do it, do it, do it. You got to hydrate. Exactly. So there's no silver bullet, folks. If you came here for a silver bullet, you're not going to find one. So werewolves are going to be fine here. There is no magical combination of tactics that will make your launch suddenly double in sales. There's just not. Continually hunting for the big red button that is, you're going to push it. It's going to give you your book superpowers. This is holding you back. Always hunting, always learning, always trying to find the new cool thing is actually holding you back from success. Because you need to overcome this myth that you need to keep searching for new things to try. You probably already know everything you need to know to succeed. Let me repeat that. You probably already know everything you know to succeed with your next book. You probably already do. So let go of that perpetual search for better. Let go. You have my permission. Let it go. Release it. Because when you let go of this search, it allows you to take care of your existing readers. Even if there aren't that many of them. I saw in the post earlier, someone said in the comments, I don't have many subscribers, but I love every single one of them. Love all your subscribers, even if there are 3, even if there are 7. You can let go of that search so that you can take care of your readers. The grass is not going to be greener. You've got some great grass already. Halting this spread yourself thin approach is going to allow you to spend some of your launch energy on growing your following. This is going to make sure that your launch is better for next time. So this is another thing nobody talks about. So several people were like, what? You send multiple emails before and after? Another thing you can do during your launch is, instead of spending all the money on trying to get more sales, spend the money and the time on growing your list. Spend the money and time on growing your list. So how much love is on your to-do list for your launch? So you may not have known this, but how much you enjoy a marketing tactic factors into whether or not it's going to be a long-term viable strategy for you. We tend to avoid making progress on the book marketing we hate, right? And unsurprisingly, dreading an item on your launch checklist may cause you to look for ways to get out of it. So we keep pushing it, and we keep pushing it, and we keep pushing it. But if we focus so much on pushing these items away, we're never going to get to anything. Now, there are some items we can't avoid, like I mentioned, the emailing our readers, running a few ads. But we can put those into our 20% bucket, where we only spend a limited amount of time and energy. But what if this is the dream? This is the goal. I'm glad, Rita and others, I'm glad y'all feel called out, because I want to reach you here. What if 80% of what you spent your time on during your launch to market your books was actually fun for you? What if it was actually something you enjoyed that aligned with your strengths and your personality, and then you just ignored all the other crap? You did your 20% bucket stuff, the emailing and the ads, but what if? So what might you love doing? Several people have said, I love writing. Well, if you love writing, maybe you write more posts for social media, you write email list exclusive short stories, or you write Kindle Vella shorts. And that could be your marketing. And that could be 80% of what you spend your time on. And certainly just producing more books. Do you love taking pictures? Maybe you post them on Instagram. And you create boards on Pinterest. Or you create collages and slideshows for TikTok. Maybe that is going to be marketing for you. Do you like recording videos? Maybe creating them for TikTok or Instagram, or starting a YouTube channel. Hey, AuthorTube Writing Conference, or even going live on Facebook might be marketing for you. Rita, there's nothing wrong with bringing your own interests. If you want to have a choreographed dance routine and post it on YouTube and get people excited, and oh, that's the author who does the dances. Why the heck not? Why the heck not? Do you like people and relationships? Maybe incorporating live events like local markets, starting a reader engagement group, setting up quarterly anthologies might be for you. Y'all, take a picture of this slide. Take out your phone, because this is a bunch of ideas here. There's like about 20 ideas on this slide. So go take a picture. Whoop. Go take a picture of this slide, because I want you to use this to brainstorm what you like, so that you can think about what you might want to do. Because it matters way less what a super successful author who isn't you has done. It matters way more what you enjoy doing, because you can cumulatively grow that over time. Now, which items do you hate? Because we can get some of these items off our to-do list. When you have something that works when it comes to getting more sales, but you hate doing it, you can prove that it works, put it in your 20% bucket. Put it in your 20% bucket. Things you have to do. When you have something that doesn't tend to work for increasing sales and you hate doing it, you just got my permission to chop it without guilt. Get rid of it. It's gone. Let's take care of it. And while we have to exclude certain things, like sending those emails and running some ads, chopping those to-do list entries that neither work nor bring you joy gives you room for something. It allows you to hunt for those things that you enjoy doing that fit with your personality and help you to sell more books. And that may mean you have to try a lot of new things. That's okay, though. Try new things until you figure out that perfect combo, but stop doing the things that you hate that don't work. If they work and you hate them, keep them around in that 20% bucket. But if they don't work and you hate them, get rid of them. Exactly. Andy says, kind of like a Marie Kondo moment. Yes. If it doesn't bring you joy, ditch it. Ooh, I got to 1,000 subscribers. Awesome, Shannon. Thanks, everybody. Kim Ann was a dutiful student of mine in my Pathfinders group, my group of authors I coach who are over $2,500 a month. And that says trying a different tactic. Sorry again that I'm filling up the space here. Kim Ann was a dutiful student doing all the Amazon ads because I was teaching Amazon ads. And she wanted to do everything I said, and that was really great. But, when I sat down and looked at her numbers and talked to her, she said, well, I made half my money off of Amazon and half my money off of these in-person events. And she has these great kids books, like 10 Little Sandpipers, Ninja School Rules. If you have a kid or a grandkid, go buy Kim Ann's books. But, and for some reason, DL, that link looks like it got all, like the T from net looks like it got smushed with the and. So feel free to separate those out. I have no idea what happened there. But for Kim Ann, she got 50% of her sales from something she was not focused on, which was these in-person events. So I said, hey, Kim, what if you took, there we go, DL, thank you. What if you took more of your time, 80% of your time, and focused on this thing, the in-person events? And suddenly she got up to 6 figures. Because she found something she liked that fit with her personality, and then she focused all of her time on it, and then she crushed it. But everyone thought, she was like, oh my gosh, they thought you're supposed to do it this way. But there's no supposed to. There's no should. If you find a tactic that works for you, that fits with your personality, and it works, it actually brings in royalties, do the thing. Do the thing. Thank you, everybody, for the kind congratulations. I do appreciate it. All right. So, how do we not hate marketing? How do we stop hating marketing? We're like, I love the writing, but I hate the marketing. And we always say, I wish I could spend my time writing and not worrying about marketing the book. Now, I kind of like marketing because I think it provides you with power to get more people to see your creative work. But I only realized recently why I have that somewhat unique viewpoint. Because when I market, I only use tactics that I enjoy doing. When I market my books, when I market my courses, as you see, DL has a coupon link in there in the chat to some of my courses and services. I enjoy doing all the things I do to market. But most authors spend their time learning strategies they hate because they sound like they'll work. But who cares if they'll work for some other joker? They need to work for you, and you need to like them. So almost all authors are out there learning strategies they hate and then trying to implement those over and over and over again. Sound familiar? Sorry for all the call outs today, but I'm trying to change your lives. That's what I'm here for. The good news is you can choose to do things differently. You can focus less on the hot new thing. Yes, less. Focus less on the hot new thing and focus more on what you would actually enjoy doing each week. Focus more on what you would actually enjoy doing each week to get your book out there. You have my permission. I call people out all the time. You have my permission to ignore 99% of the stuff out there. You even have the permission to ignore my stuff. Tap into your own joy, because this is going to help you find the type of marketing that would work for you. Anything can be marketing. Writing can be marketing. Taking pictures can be marketing. Recording videos can be marketing. Organizing events can be marketing. If you can organize something at a school event, you can organize an author event. for what it's worth. As I know many of us parents have been forced to organize school-related events. If you can organize a play date or a fundraiser for the kids' team, you can organize anything. Trust me. Now, we all have a certain personality, and it's going to cater to specific skills and specific actions. So it's up to you to figure out which action you'd enjoy the most. You get to choose this. So if you start by setting up a marketing goal for yourself, like I market my books for 20 minutes each weekday between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., then you can set up a tiny little habit to go along with it. Let's say you're a stat head, you're big into statistics. You love tracking stats. During that 20 minutes that you've set aside, you can look at Amazon or Facebook ad campaigns and figure out your next steps based on that data. You don't have to do it all. But if you decide that's the thing you like, then you can focus on that. You can spend 80% of your marketing time on the thing you actually want to do on a regular basis. You can. So let's look at some examples of joy marketing. If you like writing, you could set the goal of writing one email list exclusive short story each month. And you write 100 to 200 words toward it each day that you write. If you like recording videos, you can start with the mini habit of recording one video per week that you post on just one platform. Now, this doesn't seem like a lot, but this is a mini habit. We're trying to develop a mini habit here. If you're a planner, you can set aside 15 to 30 minutes per day to plan out your next launch or your next live event. Don't think about what's hot. Don't think about what someone just did to hit 5 figures. Think about what you would have fun doing on a regular basis. So don't think about what's hot or what someone else just did. Focus on what would make you happy. Focus on what would make you happy. So, you have the choice to bring more joy into the marketing side of your self-publishing business. You have the choice. Are you going to make this choice? So here's how I focused on joy. While I've published over 40 books, I sometimes found myself releasing these as an obligation, as if I wasn't being a real author by focusing my attention elsewhere. But by realizing I could put out a book once every 1 or 2 years while using virtual and live events as an opportunity to spread my teaching throughout the world, I found that I could put the things I didn't like into my 20% bucket while spending much more time on what I did enjoy. Now I run free classes over 12 times a year, which helps me to sell more books as well as grow the other aspects of my business. As I've grown, I've spent even less time on the things I don't enjoy since I've been able to hire help. One of the joys of success is you can hire help to deal with the things I don't like on the side of writing and publishing. I've even been able to niche down, which means get more specific, and extract more joy out of these live happenings through things like giveaways and prize drawings. I like to feel like a game show host sometimes, which is why I contributed a giveaway item to the AWC. So let's avoid launch burnout with joy, my friends. Picking one of these areas of focus for the rest of your 2024 and beyond may seem crazy, counterculture even, after everything you learn here at this conference. And I'm so happy to get to go first to give you these thoughts, because sometimes you go at the end and everyone's already written 2,000 pages of notes. But if you align your strengths and your heart with your prioritized marketing method, You won't just get more readers, you'll also be happier. And I personally think, even if you don't truly believe it yet within yourself, you deserve to be happy with all the hard work you've done and all the hard work you plan to do to make your books a career. You deserve to be happy. And I love getting the opportunity to teach and speak with so many wonderful people here at conferences like this. So I want to thank you today for bringing me a bit of joy as well. So to recap, less is more when it comes to launching. Finding one launch tactic you enjoy will help you to get better at it. Because over time, you're going to actually want to focus on getting better at it. You can find a way to love marketing and launching if you change your point of view of what marketing is. Anything that sells books is marketing. If you find something that sells books that you like doing, it counts. So I want to thank Shannon and the whole AWC crew for this wonderful opportunity. I also want to thank you for being here, taking notes, and doing everything in your power to grow your author career. We are going to be doing a free... I saw Nicole. Hey, Nicole. Who is a part of our Author Ad School program. We're doing a free trial of our program in July. The link that DL has been sharing to the Facebook group is the same as this, authorsadvertise.com. Join our free trial Facebook group. That starts July 9th. We sell blurbs, done-for-you blurbs, done-for-you keyword research, coaching packages, and even launch packages over at shop.bestpageforward.net. We put up a little pop-up today for y'all to get you 20% off if you want to go check that out. I'm happy to be here, answer a few of y'all's questions if you have them, but I hope that you enjoy the rest of this conference, that you have a fantastic time, and yeah, thank you again, AWC. Appreciate y'all. Let's go take a look. I know there were a couple of questions, so let's go see what I can find, because I don't even know how to navigate all this wonderful stuff. But yeah, let's go take a look. Oh, thanks everybody. Appreciate you. Let me go and be all on screen and everything. Thanks everyone. Shannon asks, what is one marketing tactic that you found the least amount of joy doing? I feel really weird reaching out to people one-to-one. Like I feel like I'm inconveniencing them. I need to feel like it's something that's delivering. Like I'm a hybrid Enneagram 2 and 3, so I need to feel like I'm helping people. And so if I feel like I'm asking someone for something, it really gets to me. Oh, thank you, SD and Life of Writer and Sam and Alicia and Andy. Jomo for the win, right? Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. The backpack with the face on it, I really love. I've been bringing that to conferences, and it's a whole bunch of fun. I think I can actually add this to the broadcast. Yeah, there it is. Look at this. Whoa. Andy says, does it make sense to try things that may not have worked before but might work this time? Kind of like how different writing projects call for different outlining methods. Absolutely. So this was a question from Stephanie. Because when you tried it before, it's possible that you didn't realize that you were allowed to do things that you liked. So especially if it's something that you like, trying it again, because let's face it, sometimes we try something, but we didn't have the energy to put our whole force into it. If we instead are able to focus our entire energy into something, then we are going to do it better the second time around. So absolutely you can, Stephanie. T asks, what is the best way to start/revitalize a newsletter? A giveaway. Do a giveaway. Maybe even connected with a survey, but a giveaway gets everybody excited. Giving them something for free, conversely. I got a lot of people excited this week when I told everyone they were getting a free trial of my full course, the Author Ad School course. That Facebook group had been a little bit dead, 31,700 people. It had been a little bit dead. And everyone freaked out because they were getting something new. So, giveaway or free. Awesome. Got this one. Let's see. Building methods. I wonder if that's newsletter building methods. So, how do you build your newsletter? Well, first, if you have a social media following, make sure to tell them every week, tell them that you have a newsletter. Ideally, send them to something free, like a free lead magnet, free short story connected up with your universe. Free. So tell them every single week that they should go over from social media to your email list. Secondly, I would say find something you love that builds it. If you love ads, Facebook ads are definitely one of the ways to go. If you love TikTok, then having that link in your TikTok bio is definitely the way to go. I'm loving Nia saying yes to JOMO. Yes to JOMO. Yes to the joy of missing out. I love it. Rod asks, what do you think of book trailers? I love them. Rod, if you love them, get better at them. Get great at them. Get amazing at them. I have a wonderful author who coaches with us, who is one of our author ad agency account managers. She has gotten really into it because she had done a movie recently that she wrote and was produced. And she got really into the trailers. Because a lot of book trailers are pretty bad, but if you get good at them, you get good at all the new stock photo stuff, all the stuff that's out there, get good at them, use them. Use them. But you got to get great. Book trailers, you got to get great with them. But if you love it and you ignore some of the other stuff, you'll have the time to focus and get good. Yes. MM Ward says there is no one ring system to perfect marketing. Because everyone's is different. Yes. Everyone's is different. Because it needs to fit with your personality. It needs to fit with who you are. DL brought this question in. When you try a new marketing thing, how long should you give it before letting it go? Like if it doesn't seem to be giving you the changes you want to see. If you love it, if you don't like it that much, give it 2 months. If you love it, give it 6 to 12 months. Rome was not built in a day, my friends. And so you need to give things time. And like I just said to Rod, you need to get great at it. If something isn't working, but it has the opportunity to work, it might be because you aren't great at it yet. You need to get great at the things you love, and then you need to do them all the time so that you get even better, and then they're going to work. Then they're going to work. Glad you found this helpful, Elaine. Eloise says, I can hardly remember to post something every week. Put it in your calendar. Put Post-its everywhere. Get it in, like, force yourself. I can't force you to be disciplined. But I can tell you that disciplined writers make 10 times as much as non-disciplined writers. They get 10 times as many words done and 10 times as much income. So if you're not disciplined automatically, time to practice. Time to get better. Eloise says, any recommendations for when you have a freebie that's not aligned with your books, i.e. a fiction book, but a freebie that's more business related? Eloise, you might not like my answer, but you got to write a new freebie. If you're trying to sell your fiction books, you got to write a new freebie. I wrote a freebie, 12,000 words. No, I think it was about 12,000 words. I wrote a freebie, 12,000 words, took me a week. Put it out to my list. Put it out on builder sites where I was building my newsletter from it. And I was able to get 10,000 subscribers from a freebie that I made in a week. But I had to do it. I had to go down and do it. Oh, I love this from SD. I got to add it to the broadcast. You got to be bad at something before you get better. Yes, you got to be bad and you got to be okay with your consistent mediocrity, because every time you do it, you're going to get better. Absolutely. Six Cats Press, finding time to write, much less post a YouTube video or Facebook post. Yeah, it's tough. Doing all the things is tough. But you know what? It was tough for everybody. Everybody who reached success, it was tough for them too. And they just said, well, it's tough, but I guess life is tough sometimes. They found the tough thing. You are going to have to go through some muck. You are going to have to crawl through some mud. If you truly want this, if you truly want to succeed, you are going to have to crawl through some crap. And one of the reasons I am suggesting to focus on the joy is because at least while you are crawling through that muck, you're kind of enjoying it. Oh, thanks, Rod. Let's see. Eloise, I spend all my other discipline energy on less fun things. Time to change that. Time to put some discipline energy towards the fun things. Can you imagine if you are fun and you're having fun and you get discipline at it? Ah, it's a joy. It is a joy. All right, yeah, we're going to wrap up here. Last couple of questions. All right, Eloise, I love it. Eloise is pumped up. Let's make this huge. How do I make this huge? Yeah, get pumped. Get pumped, people. I love it. I love it. Let's give a big thank you to AWC for inviting me. I appreciate it. Y'all are going to have a great next session. DL, if you could post my links one last time before I roll out of here, I would appreciate it. But y'all have been an amazing, amazing audience. I appreciate you. If I have to leave you with one thing, it is JOMO. You will have more joy from missing out, from saying no to getting rid of these things, than you will if you try to do all of those things. So thank you again, everybody. There's a 20% off coupon to our store over at shop.bestpageforward.net. And we've got our free Author Ad School free trial coming up at authorsadvertise.com or at the Facebook group link that DL posts. Love y'all. Thank you. Have a great rest of your evening and enjoy the rest of the conference. Bye, everyone.